Hey guys, SaxDude26 here and welcome back to Let's Play MegaMan The Wily Wars. Last time we finished off MegaMan 2. With the first two games out of the way, time to move on to the last game in the collection, MegaMan 3. The End of Dr. Wily? Complete with what I would consider to be one of the catchiest title themes in the entire MegaMan series. Or at least, to a lot of people, one of the most well known. And it also sports a nice shot of MegaMan dramatically leaping into action, courtesy of the Japanese title screen. I'm so glad they added that to Wily Wars because, looking back at the English NES title screen for MegaMan 3, this is far more interesting and far less bland. But enough ranting about title screens and awesome music, we've got a game to play, so let's get to it! MegaMan, what are you doing on the stage select? You're not a Robot Master. Okay, well you were built before the Robot Masters and built by Dr. Light, but still. Actually, MegaMan, in the middle there, is acting as a second cursor, his eyes following where the actual cursor is as it moves around the stage select screen, pointing to where you're going, essentially. A nice touch that they added into a couple of the future MegaMan games. So, a new selection of 8 Robot Masters. Who are we going to be taking on first? Personally, I like to start with MegaMan. Despite being a somewhat electric Robot Master, MegaMan's stage I find to be a fairly good starting point, and compared to Elecman, the trek through his stage is far less painful on the whole, I find. Despite the fact that we're dealing with magflies and bottomless pits right off the bat, so it's a fairly good stage to begin with, I find. And because of how straightforward it is, it gives me a good opportunity to explain what the plot is going on with MegaMan 3 and why it's the end of Dr. Wily, and who this random whistling stranger is who's decided to ambush us in someone else's stage. So this is BreakMan, the main antagonist of MegaMan 3 and the leader of the 8 Robot Masters. He likes to jump and shoot a lot, and he's also armed with a shield that seems to be doing a very poor job of deflecting the Mega Buster, even if we're attacking him head on. Sorry, BreakMan, but Sniper Joe, you are not. Though apparently you don't like me saying that about you and decide to jump on my head. So yes, this is our main antagonist, not Dr. Wily, because having felt bad for his past misdeeds in MegaMan 1 and 2, Dr. Wily has decided to rejoin his former colleague Dr. Light and work towards improving robots for the betterment of mankind. The two of them, and that's why BreakMan is called BreakMan, because he breaks stuff. So yes, the two of them are now working together to create a peacekeeping robot called Gamma. However, in order to complete Gamma, they require 8 special elements located on 8 different mining worlds. These 8 different mining worlds being the locations of the 8 Robot Masters. Hence the reason we're trekking through these stages. However, that's the way the plot is described in the American version of the instruction manual. In the Japanese instruction manual, indeed, Dr. Light and Dr. Wily are once again working together. However, as a group effort, they cooperated to create these 8 Robot Masters. Hence the reason that these batteries here in MegaMan stage are labelled R and W, standing for Light and Wily, Light being Dr. Light's Japanese name. So yes, Robot Masters gone haywire, stolen elements, we must retrieve them to finish completing Gamma. So whichever way you look at the storyline, there is the common theme of Dr. Wily and Dr. Light working together once more to work towards creating a peacekeeping robot. Anywho, back to MegaMan stage and the return of disappearing blocks. Joy. They're not as bad as they were in Heatman stage, but they can still be a bit of a problem, especially with imminent death lurking underneath. This ladder. See if we can take out this new shop now without too much. Yep! Sorry, my friend, but you're far less versatile than the Crazy Cannon. Also, since MegaMan 2, Dr. Light has upgraded MegaMan with a slide feature. By pushing down and jump, we can now slide through tight gaps and dodge enemies with greater ease. Rather fantastic addition if I can actually stay on the ladder and land on platforms with my feet rather than my face. Just one more giant spring head before we... one giant missile to the face before we get to the boss hallway. And now we're going to take on MegaMan. Important thing to remember about MegaMan, pay attention. Move quickly, and move as far away from him as you can. Only attack when he comes back down or is not doing another attack. When he's creating a magnetic field, he's completely invulnerable. So, shoot when he's not doing that or when he comes down after shooting the magnet missiles. If you keep this in mind, the only time you can really get hit is when he's jumping to the other side of the screen. Unless you're a goose like me and do what I usually do, which is slide in the wrong direction right into his magnetic field. Yeah, that's happened more than once. So, fairly straightforward pattern to get the hang of fairly quickly. Just one more hit to go, and MegaMan is going to get the last laugh. Darn you! Anyway, so that's MegaMan down. And now to quote Roa Mithril, power absorption guess. And thus we are treated to our first Robot Master weapon in MegaMan 3, the Magnet Missile. Also, our weapon select screen is now at the bottom of the screen. And thus we dramatically teleport into the weapon get screen. Love that pose. Love it so much. Okay. So, like MegaMan 2, I'm going to try and avoid the weakness order at first, because with the Magnet Missile, I would theoretically go after Hardman, but as his name suggests, I have problems with him. So instead, I'm going to be going after Topman next. Topman stage is the stage that most people will start with first, I've noticed. Mainly because, like MegaMan, he's fairly straightforward to take out. Granted, there's one challenge at the very end of this stage that always seems to catch me off guard, and in the many failed recordings I've had of this one episode, it's caught me off guard and given me a game over quite frequently. Yes, like with MegaMan 1, I've tried to record this one part many times, and because I was trying to explain the plot so much, I died a lot and tripped over my words goodness knows how many times. So yeah, if my commentary seems a bit exhausted or forced, that'd be why. Also, the return of Picketmen, and they're now on bulldozers that are far less versatile than the Picketmen themselves are. And how are we going to get up there to that extra life? Well, with the help of our trusty dog Rush that Dr. Light built us since MegaMan 2. He comes with a built-in springboard and can get us up to high platforms. A rather handy addition to the MegaMan series. We'll be seeing a lot of Rush in future games, which is rather fantastic. And it'll be more than just a springboard as well, which is equally fantastic. And giant tabby cats attacking us in the middle of Topman stage, because that has to do with spinning tops, doesn't it? Apparently. I don't know. It's a video game. It's all crazy things mushed together, and it's crazy fun, so yeah. It's got top themes, so what else can you really ask for? And more tabby cats. And he's either hacking hairballs at us, or he's throwing balls of yarn at us. I suspect it may be a mixture. Scary yarn balls. I don't know. Letting go of the left button and pushing up when you're not actually on the ladder. Don't do it! It is an unwise thing to do. It also means you'll have to fight giant cats once again. I wonder what Macy would have to say about that. Oh dear. Probably the only opportunity in this Wily Wars playthrough where it would be fitting to have the cat in the room. Okay, I'm pleased with how that dodging went. Thank you. Okay, just these top platforms to go, and then we're at the boss hallway. Made it, thank goodness. Dramatic slide. Dramatic slide. And now, time to fight Top Man. The important thing to remember about Top Man is to lead his spinning tops. Get in as many hits as you can, and then slide away as quickly as possible. I found this strategy not only gives you enough time to lure the tops away from you, but also gives you a good amount of time to get a fair number of hits in on Top Man himself. If I can actually keep this up, and don't accidentally lead a top right into me like that. There we go. Also, while he's spinning, he's completely invincible, which can be rather frustrating. Gotcha. 2 Robot Masters down. Thank goodness. I'm actually making decent progress in this recording. I may actually keep this one. And with that, we get one of the more infamous Robot Master weapons of Mega Man 3, the Top Spin. It's infamous because in the NES version, its weapon consumption was really inconsistent. So long as you were colliding with an enemy, it would constantly use up weapon energy. And that's dubbed it as one of the most useless weapons of the entire Mega Man series. However, it could be significantly worse, I find. So, we now have 2 Robot Master weapons. However, the Top Spin is the weakness of Shadow Man. Shadow Man, again, I'm not too keen to take on just yet. So, we took out one Electric Robot Master, let's take out the other one. Time to go after Spark Man. His stage is probably going to be the most frustrating one I'm taking on in this part. But at least it has awesome music, so I won't complain. Also, you thought spines were frustrating before? Now they're electric. Electric spines are not fun. Yeah. Does these Elecans a little bit better. It's funny, they move so much faster when the game isn't lagging. Gens 32, you work wonders. Now to meet a distant cousin of the Sniper Joes, the Hammer Joe. While his visor is closed, you can't hit him, because his eyes are his weak spot, despite the fact that when his eye is open, you can hurt him all over. Explain to me how that works. Didn't work for Yellow Devil. Okay, this bit. These platforms are deadly. These electric spines are frustrating. More Picket Men, lovely. Let's give Rush some more airtime. I seem to recall in some of the other games that Mega Man would whistle when he called Rush, so fitting. Now, I haven't shown off either of the weapons I've got, so first off, the Magnet Missile. It's a missile that homes in on enemies. It can turn a maximum of 1 time, up or down, to home in on enemies more easily. However, it's not the weapon that is super effective against Spark Man, so I think I'll just stop showing it off there. I should have top spin down that hallway. What am I thinking? The handy thing about top spin is it makes transitions rather awesome. It may be a bit unwieldy, but that doesn't matter because it's rather awesome to look at. Now they're bringing the Boltons back. The Nuttons and Boltons. Michael Bolton's making jokes and falling into bottomless pits. Michael Bolton! Michael Nutton and Bolton. I think we have found our title. I don't even. Yeah, this last section of Sparkman stage is probably the most treacherous, simply because if you get hit by anything, because of the thin size of these platforms, you are going to be taking a nosedive into bottomless death. As opposed to regular death, I guess. There we go. And we're through. Time to take on SparkMan. Thankfully, he's far more pattern-based than ElectMan, so for that we can be thankful. Takes 3 hops, shoots sparks, and then shoots a giant spark. Or he'll do 1 hop and then do it. I think he was a little more pattern-based in the Game Boy version, I seem to recall. He's... SparkMan? SparkMan, what are you doing? SparkMan, stop! SparkMan, you're proving yourself to be a rather feeble challenge. This is... You're an electric robot master. Give yourself some better credit here. You seem to be suffering a fair bit of Toadman-itis here. You disappoint me, sir. Okay, nearly there. Look, he shot the spark shot behind him? Wow, cool guys don't look at their enemies while shooting, apparently. And with that, we get our third Robot Master weapon for this part, the Spark Shot. Like Topspin, it's fairly limited in its uses because its only real use is to paralyze enemies. Nevertheless, it can sometimes prove useful, especially in the rematch against MegaMan. So, for that I guess we can be grateful. So with that, I think we're going to call it here. Next time on Let's Play MegaMan 3 in the Wily Wars, we'll be taking on more of this batch of Robot Masters. Until then, this has been Saxdude26, and I'll see you next time.